Today was the beginning of transforming relationships, and so we're going to be going through the next 3 days, discussing our relationships. So the first 4 days was all about transformation of self, and today we went into our workshop this morning. Was talking about my notebook. That's a good point to start with right there. So much has happened since then.
Yeah, I know. I feel like, when was the last time we did this?
2 days ago?
Okay.
Yeah, so day 5, transformation of relationships. We talked about, actually I talked about you today.
What?
We talked about, in our workshop, we talked about describe a relationship where you are really able to be your higher self, and then describe a relationship where your gremlins come up a lot. Remember we were talking about those?
Yep.
And then we went into meditation. Then we went into philosophy, where we talked about there's like 5 different categories of philosophy that we went over today. Yeah, we closed it out with philosophy. So basically, the first thing I started off with was talking about you.
Okay, which was it? Was I the gremlin or the higher self? Like,
no, what do you think?
Oh, the higher self.
Yeah, man. It's just I was just really focusing on. I went through a bunch of different relationships that I'm in, that I've had, friendships and family, and I was just thinking like, what's one that has really just been on a high note pretty much the entire time, and.
Appreciate that, man.
For real.
Holy smokes, man. Hey.
So,
man.
So yeah, just thinking, when we first met, it was kind of more around like, partying, hanging out, going to bars, kind of doing, stuff not getting too deep. Mm-hmm. And then now, like you being able to support me when I came out here to stay before I went to Bali, helping me out then. And then now, like just being able to experience, seeing you every day. We've never had that before.
That's true.
Except in Arizona one weekend.
Oh yeah, but that was another party weekend.
Exactly.
Though,
going to baseball games, going out.
Yeah.
So it's a whole different, like adulting.
Adulting, man.
But really, the real adulting is where we can, we got the freedom to do whatever we want, but we just choose to, hang out and share and talk about some real stuff. And that's what I talked about. I said with Jeff, the things that came to mind was listening, reciprocity, speaking kind, fun, light, teasing, not like, really stabbing at each other like you tease about breaking the olive oil bottle.
Yeah.
Super light, man. Relaxed, supportive, giving, open dialogue, talk about real stuff, and uplifting. And inspire me to do this right here, right now, and being up here with me.
Oh yeah, man. You got to do it, man. That's one of my things, man. It's like you have a good idea, man. You got a lot to share, so I want to see you take it out there, man. I wouldn't lie to you, man. I want to see you go all the way with it, man. Like I was telling you earlier, I know a lot of people who want to do things, but they just never fully went through with it, man. And I think you can actually do it, man. So you just gotta share that with you, man. You're always so open with me, so it's like, hey, let me tell P-Walk this, and hopefully you can take off with it. Don't forget about me, man.
Nah,
don't forget about me.
Nah, man, it started from here, man. We started here. We started right here in this couch, these paintings. Always gonna remember.
Oh man, no, that's good, man. I'm happy I can be look at me, and you can be your higher self around me. And so what about your gremlins? Because we all got them. I got, and when you brought that up, it kind of made me think about I have certain people that I have gremlins with, and it's like I could probably let it go, but you know how it is. You kind of love having your gremlins around, man. I mean, it's just, sometimes it just. You just get in this loop, and you can just kind of, just tell yourself, oh, that person's wrong. You did me like this, that, and the other, man. So tell me about some of the people, in your life that you had.
Well, there was one particular that came up, and it's interesting because it's actually my relationship with Mary, my current partner. And so when we met, I was like higher self all the time, and then met her at the eclipse last August, and then I moved in February, and from December, I started like going through this, like looking back, and maybe it was a bit of a depression, but I started becoming a lot more internal. I was living out of my car, living at different friends' houses, feeling really supported, but at the same time just not living the way that I wanted to, comparing myself to people a lot. So I started to go a lot more introspective. I started doing what I call hibernating. And when I got to Mary's place in February, you know, it was cool, like, you know, it's all super special, it's all new. And then I started to like feel, you know, everyone's got gremlins, right? So I started to feel recognize her gremlins, but her gremlins were feeding my gremlins.
Oh.
And then my gremlins were feeding her gremlins.
Yeah.
So I said, I became a bit of a projector screen and was just showing her more gremlins as opposed to showing her light and showing her love and really being able to stand on my own and say, this is what I am, and I'm not going to take those on. And you know what, instead of that, I'm going to take that, I'm going to transmute it instead of taking on your gremlins, and I'm going to turn it into love and feed your higher self. So I wasn't feeding my higher self, and then it was even taking both of us even farther down. I don't think she was as affected by me feeding her gremlins as I was by my gremlins. And then, so basically, I started crawling into this like hibernation cave for like months.
Yeah.
And then we went to a music festival, and it went even deeper. And then I came out and I did a 3-day water fast to like really just, I was stressed and didn't know what to do. So normally I would just smoke a bunch and eat a bunch. So I changed, and I decided to go on a 3-day water fast and change my mindset, go out of a much different perspective. That brought a lot of clarity as far as my nutrition. Then I went to LA, and as I'm distancing myself from Mary, I started to realize how much closer I was becoming to her, because these gremlins, these fears were coming up. We were having conversations about it. I was too afraid to have the conversation in person for some reason.